Hey, good morning, everybody. Good day, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. I am currently down here in Alabama, and this video is going to be a quick video. I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can and as detailed as possible of why it is I'm currently sleeping in my car. Well, here's the story. When I got down here to Alabama, one of the communities that I'm looking to possibly move to is Greenville, Alabama. I mean, if not in Greenville, I was looking at some of the communities not far from Greenville as well as an option. And basically, the closest hotel I was able to find last night was in Greenville, Alabama, because I'm in the southern part of the state at this point. So there's like maybe, I want to say 5 hotels, give or take, to choose from in the city of Greenville, which are all right by Interstate 65 on that main road. I forget what the road was called, but it's on that main road where all your businesses are located. Anyhow, out of those 5 hotels, I've checked into 3 of them. And on all 3 of those hotels, I got my money back because, like, whenever I check into a hotel, I don't care what hotel it is. I don't care what the reviews may have been. I don't care what people tell me. I don't care how much per night they charge. I just don't care. Anytime I check into a hotel, the first thing I do is I check the beds to make sure they're clean and make sure they're free of bed bugs, because I do not want to go back home with some type of illness or disease, or go home with bed bugs and then my home is infested with bed bugs. So what I do to avoid those type of things from going on is I thoroughly inspect the bed. So I know there's a lot of you out here that are out here. You're traveling around for the holidays. Maybe you're traveling because you're trying to get to your winter location for you snowbirds out there. So I know there's a lot of people out here out and about traveling, staying in hotels or what have you, rather it be just for a night or rather it be an extended stay type of arrangements. And what I encourage you people to do is, whenever you check into a hotel, the very first thing you do before you unload all your stuff out of your vehicle and put it in your room is to check the beds. If the hotel's got 2 beds, check both the beds, even though you're only going to sleep in one of the beds, or you're only going to use one of the beds, check both the beds anyway. Because the thing about bed bugs is, if you're in a room for an extended period of time, the bed that might have bed bugs that you may not be using, those bed bugs will still get on your stuff. They will still get in your clothes. They will still get on you when you're sleeping at night, because bed bugs love to suck blood. For those of you that don't know about bed bugs. So, like, what I did to these hotels is I checked for bed bugs, and then I took pictures of what I saw, and then I went down to the front desk and I showed them, and I offered to show them in person. And out of the 3 hotels that I'm discussing, all 3 of them have offered to come up with me and look at what I was talking about. And they were all nice. I showed them what I was talking about, and all of them refunded my money back onto my credit card. Now, one hotel was cheaper. One hotel was a little cheaper. The room by the time they included all their little taxes, the room out the door was like $85. And then the other 2 rooms, everything out the door was closer to $100. Oh, I went to a fourth hotel too in Greenville. Now, I'm not going to give off any names of any of these places. I'm not giving off no names. Like I said, anytime you check into a hotel, just check the beds thoroughly for bed bugs. Check the floors, make sure they're clean. Check the walls and the ceilings, make sure there's no roaches or any of that kind of madness going on. But anyhow, I checked 4 hotels. The fourth hotel I checked, now, that room per night was a little bit more expensive than the rest of them. That room per night with everything out the door was $123 a night. So I'm thinking for $123, it should be a slam dunk. Everything should pass my inspection. I should have absolutely no problems. So just to be fair to the lady at the front desk, I tell her up front that, listen, I've had some issues with other hotels that had dirty beds and bed bugs. So I'm going to let you know right now before I check in. I would like to inspect your bed and check it to make sure there's no bed bugs, make sure your beds are clean and that type of stuff. She looked at me very puzzled, like, what the hell am I even talking about? So I explained myself a little more. And then she asks us if she understands. And then she tells me, well, if you're going to strip my bed, I'm going to have to charge you. Okay, understandable. So I told her, okay, well, what if I go ahead and pay you and register my name so I can get a room. And I'm going to go check the room. I'm going to go check the bed in that room, or the beds. And if things don't check out, then I'm going to come back down and I'm going to want a refund. So are you going to give me a refund if that were to happen? And then she was like, well, I'll just put you in another room. So I was thinking, okay, because to me, and then she was like, well, sometimes housekeepers will make a mistake and they'll forget to do certain things. Which to me, if I'm paying $100 and some a night for a hotel room here in small town Greenville, Alabama, I'm sorry. You can call me an asshole if you want. I really don't care. But for that kind of money in Greenville, that excuse is not going to be acceptable. So, to make a long story short, I decided to quit going back and forth with her, and I decided to just go ahead and leave. And at that point, I decided to just, for the rest of my trip here to Alabama, all the way until I get to Indiana, probably, I'm going to most likely be sleeping in my car. Not only does it save me money from hotels, obviously, but also I'm not going to have to go home and worry about infesting my house with bed bugs. Now, down here in southern Alabama, it is, the nights are cold. Like last night, the temperatures dropped into the mid-30s. Like last night, the temperature dropped to 34 degrees. So right now, the sun is out, so it will be warming up rapidly. It's going to warm up to the mid-50s. I think it's going to be like 56, 57 degrees high. But last night, the temperatures dropped all the way into the mid-30s, 34 degrees. So even here in southern Alabama, granted, it's not going to get as cold down here as it gets up in the Midwest in Indiana, where I'm from. But here in southern Alabama, the nights do get cold. Now, I understand there's some of you that are having to sleep in your car, not because you want to, but because you have to. And my prayers and my blessings go out to you people, and I hope you people get yourself into a better situation soon. Now, I would also like to share real quick of how to stay warm when you're in your car. And then I'm going to go back to the hotel situation. So real quick, how I stay warm in my car is, there's 2 ways. Number 1, if it gets too cold, I just cut on the engine let the engine run for maybe 5 minutes with the heat extra high, and then I cut it off and I bundle up on my sheets and I go to sleep. Now, fortunately, last night, as cold as it got, I did not feel the need to run my car at all. Like how I stayed warm last night was, I got this flannel on. For starters, I'm wearing a flannel. And then underneath this flannel, I got a yellow sweatshirt. Underneath this yellow sweatshirt, I got a black t-shirt. I got my flannel. I got my hats. So I got my hats. And then I got this cover right here. Obviously, when I go to sleep, I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna recline back in the seat like this, as far as the seat will go. I forgot to bring a pillow, so I got a second sheet. I put it like this. It serves as a pillow. And then to stay warm, well, I take this sheet. Like, I make sure that my feet and my legs are completely covered. So I cover my feet, I cover my legs, and then I take this sheet and I go like this. I go like this. Folks, that is how you stay warm if you have to sleep in your vehicle for any reason. Now, honestly, for those of you who are traveling, if you're in a colder climate, I would suggest you check into a hotel and find a hotel room that's clean and pay the extra money if necessary for that cleaner room. Because you do not want to check into a hotel room that's nasty and then go home with bed bugs, and now you gotta throw half of your shit away because it's infested with bed bugs. So my suggestion for those of you that live in colder climates that have to check into a hotel, pay the extra money and check into the more expensive ones if you can afford to. If you can't afford it, if I were you, go to Goodwill and buy you a couple of heavy covers like these. Take it to the closest laundromat, wash them, dry them on high, and then put that on the hotel bed. That way your body's not touching the actual hotel bed if you don't trust the cleanliness of that hotel. And also, buy something to cover the pillows too. And then the next day when you get up, if there's a washer and a dryer in the hotel, use those. If not, go to the closest laundromat, wash and dry that stuff thoroughly, and then just keep it in the trunk of your vehicle or whatever. That way, if you absolutely have to check into a hotel and you don't quite trust the cleanliness, but your options are low because maybe your money low or you're in the middle of nowhere, that's going to be your best bet to protect yourself from infesting your home with bed bugs. And then, of course, go to the closest truck stop and hop in a and pay that $12 to $15 or so and hop in the shower. And then the clothes, and then take your dirty clothes, throw it in a plastic bag and tie that bag shut and tie it tight. And don't untie that bag until you're ready to throw those clothes directly in the washer whenever you get home or you get to the laundromat. Now, as far as the hotel situation, this is how you go about making sure that your hotel room is clean and your bed is clean. The most important thing, in my opinion, is going to be the bed, obviously. Now, when you check your bed, it is not good enough to just pull back the cover and check all the sheets and check all the pillows. That's not good enough. For those of you that call yourself checking the bed, that's what most of you most likely do. it is not good enough to simply look online and check the reviews. That's not good enough. What you need to do is, if you want to check the reviews, go ahead and check the reviews. But don't stop there. What you also need to do is, when you check the bed, pull back the cover, pull back every layer of sheet, every layer that's on that bed, all the way down to the mattress. Pull all that crap back and check it all. Like every bed I've checked, I mean, there were a couple of beds I've checked that had signs of bed bugs on them. Now the other couple of hotels I went to, when I checked, there's one hotel that had signs of bed bugs. To be more specific, there's one hotel that had signs of bed bugs. Now the other two hotels I went to, they didn't have bed bugs, but when I pulled back all the layers of sheet and cover and padding all the way down to the mattress itself, the padding was the padding on a couple of the hotels I checked looked like it was urine stains. One had blood stains as well, which I'm going to assume that was probably from bed bugs. Now, I didn't see no active bed bugs in that particular situation, but I did see a couple of blood stains along with urine stains. So when you check your bed, pull back every layer, all the way from the cover, all the way down to the mattress. Pull back every layer and check all the layers. Make sure there's no stains of any kind. If you see stains of any kind, that's bad news. If you see blood stains, most likely at some point that bed probably had bed bugs, or might still have bed bugs active and alive, hiding in the wood. Obviously, if it's got urine stains, that means that the housekeeper hasn't been doing their job and washing the linen like they were supposed to. They may have washed the sheets, but most likely they didn't wash the cover, and they did not wash that padding like they should have. And if they try to tell you, oh no, that's on there, we try to wash it, it doesn't come out. You know what? If I'm paying $100 a night or so for a room, that's inexcusable. I'm sorry, that's inexcusable. What they need to do is they need to throw that padding away and replace it. And another thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lift the mattress up and check under the mattress to make sure you don't see any active bed bugs, or make sure you don't see any of their eggs laying around. So when you check your mattress, you're going to want to check the entire bottom of the mattress, especially around the sides right by the wood. And then you're going to want to check the wood to make sure there's no bed bug eggs or active bed bugs on the wood. And then you're going to want to check the floors. You're going to want to check the floors all the way to the ceiling to make sure there's no roaches or any other kind of bugs that you can track into your home when you get home. That will cause you issues and tons of money and crap. So the next time you check into a hotel room, just remember the very first thing you check is the bed. Check all the way from the cover all the way down to the mattress, all the way to the bedboard. And then after you do that, you're going to want to check the floors. You're going to want to check the walls and the ceilings to make sure there's no roaches. And you're going to want to do all this before you unload your vehicle and you take all your stuff into the room. As long as you do that, you will not have an issue with tracking any kind of bugs into your home when you get back from your vacation. So, once again, thank you for watching another episode of Andrew's Life. And this is my video of why it is I choose to sleep in my car. So everybody have a blessed one. Safe travels to all of you. And I will see you guys on the next video.